cranking the 10. We pulling the pin and bombing they spot. Cheer from the stands, I hate from the benches. We in the trenches, fought off the block. Champion fam, my mission to rock. Pressing they mans, I'm blitzing the op. Go get it in and double your ends and stack up your wins. And guess what you got? Money shot, money shot, money shot, money shot, money shot, money shot. One shot, last shot, money shot, money shot, money shot, money shot, money shot, money shot. One shot, last shot, money shot, money shot.
If you guys are looking for fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins, check out my coin sponsors at MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 6% off your order. Link in the description below.
The champ is here!
Welcome back, Money Team. This is Madden Money Shots. Them out the Madden cheese as always. In today's video, Madden 26 came out officially today, so I'm going to show you guys one of my first gameplays, as well as giving you guys a defense that I think you could use day one as one of the best defenses to use in the entire game. And I'm going to be showing it against the #1 rated offense in the entire game with some of the most broken players in Madden 26 like Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. But before I do, as always, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section. Other than that, it's going to go right into the video. Now, the defense I'm going to be using today is once again the Raiders defense, as I just dropped a Raiders defensive ebook yesterday, and I think this is definitely the best defensive playbook to use in the game. So if you guys need more help, if you want more of a breakdown from this, you can download this or any of my ebooks instantly simply by clicking links in the description or the top pinned comment. The formation I'll be using today is the 3-3 Cub, because this is one of the most versatile formations in the game, as you can stop the run, the pass, and get a lot of pressure with a very easy blitz setup, with my most used play being the Sam Will Blitz 3, as I still find cover 3 is one of the best zone coverages to use in the entire game. Now, one of the things I like about this defense the most is the fact that we have 5 spread defensive linemen at the line of scrimmage, which I don't even have to make any adjustments, and we typically have the ability to maintain the outside edge against outside runs. As my opponent tries to run a stretch run on the very first play, you can see that he can't get outside, which is typically what people try to do when they run the ball. Now, my opponent is one of those annoying type of players that likes to run a hurry up offense, and that's one of the best things about this defense, is that it doesn't require much setup. For run defense, all I really want to do is pinch the defensive line and spread the linebackers, which D-pad to the left and down the right stick, before hitting D-pad to the right and up on the right stick. And that's going to be the best way to set up this run defense. But when you have a tight formation like this, where the receivers are in close to the line of scrimmage like this, they can't really threaten you vertically, so you can press the entire defense by hitting the wide triangle button and down on the left stick, and it'll bring all the cornerbacks down into the box to the point where the outside cornerbacks are going to help with run defense as well. But my opponent isn't hurrying up to run the ball again, as he got nothing on the first play, losing a yard. So to set this blitz up, all you really have to do is take your user middle linebacker and hover behind the nose tackle who's over the center before dropping back after the snap.
Slithering. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
This is designed to get edge pressure, but the fact that you're using 5 pass rushers is just going to naturally give you a better pass rush, because that's how the game mechanics work. As my opponent tries to take advantage of the fact that I'm hovering the center before the snap.
No!
And of course he goes for it on 4th and 18, because that's just what people do in Madden, as he tries to high pass to his 6'6" tight end.
Got him!
And it probably would have made sense just to knock the ball down, but whenever you get a chance for an interception, it's hard not to go for it, as we almost return it back to the line of scrimmage. On offense, I start this game out by using the gun trio Y flex, as this is one of my favorite offenses to use, and it has a lot of really good motion plays like the motion corner slot choice, where this outside receiver gets a motion response and basically lets this route get open against any defense in the game, before I switch over to just a regular RPO play and go to the bubble screen to punch it in from about 15 yards out. Now, even though this is a cover 3, I don't really care for the matching of principles that much, as all I really want is the 3 deep zones to prevent deep passes. So that's why I'll typically hard flat by hitting Y or triangle and then down on the right stick to turn these cornerbacks into hard flats, which will take away the biggest weakness of cover 3, which is underneath these dropping cornerbacks. But more importantly, it overrides the matching principles, which I don't really care for this year, as I find it's easier to beat the cover 3 match than it is cover 3 regular. So I'd rather have the only real issue with this defense being inside of these seams, as I can user them myself, as my opponent has to run for his life and takes another sack. And my opponent immediately shows the value of those hard flats, as he tries to check it down to Derrick Henry underneath, only getting a few yards back before doing the exact same thing on the very next play, as the flat areas are probably the most important area to protect on the entire field on any given play. On the next play comes out another tightly packed offense with no real receivers on the field, so I press the defense once again, knowing that he needs a short yardage conversion here, and he tries to highball me with his 6'5" 6'6" tight end.
How about new?
Back on offense, the Ravens have a really good defense too, as he's getting relentless pressure on the next couple of plays, forced me to throw it out of bounds, and switching offenses to the gun stacked Y flex, which is one of my favorite offenses in the entire game, as I still like to use this play here, the Y sail, although I like to use it very differently, as I like to put the sail route that the play is named after on a corner route, as both the corner route tight end and the running back in the flat beat zone on the left side, where the two receivers on the right side both beat man, so it becomes a really easy read as we see the tight end get outside leverage on the very next play for a big first down. And since my opponent is constantly running cover 3 sky over and over, I decided to try to set up a few one-play touchdowns, but I leave my blocking bare as we take a huge sack to get forced back to a 2nd and 26 before I try another one-play touchdown from a different formation, and this time we get the ball off, but we're going nowhere as we get to a 3rd and 26 and decide to switch formations to a play that I showed you guys in yesterday's video out of the gunwing stack called the 4 verticals. And that's because the second most vulnerable area to cover 3 aside from underneath the dropping cornerbacks is the cover 3 seams, as all I have to do is motion this guy out so that I can stretch those seams and then put the A and Y receivers both on streaks to try to get open up those very seams. And even though my opponent is using the exact area that he knows I have to attack, we still dot him up right over his coverage, which is the exact same thing that he tried to do, but you can't do that from a condensed formation as you need to spread the field for this to work. Another really good play in this offense is the curl combo, as this is basically a no-read play, as this route here is on some sort of augmented out route that just gets open against just about every defense in the game, man or zone, as we can hit that quick underneath to get a few yards. Before I go back to the Y sail play, and you always want to make sure to run to the open side of the field because this running back gets to the boundary quickly, as we have to cut back inside just to avoid going out of bounds before getting inside the 5. And this is where this guy's defense really turns up the intensity, as I see a little bit of opportunity inside, so I try to switch to the halfback base, as this is one of my favorite run plays. And we do get down to the 3 before I switch to the halfback slip screen, thinking that he might not be watching, as we get down to the 1-yard line. And since they completely nerfed the angle of the drive H wheels wheel route to basically make it useless, I gotta switch formations to the double Y off nasty, as this has one of the most broken plays in the entire game in the snag halfback wheel, as this has the exact same old-fashioned elongated wheel route, which I could probably run from here, but if you motion him to the line of scrimmage, he's not only gonna get open against zone, he's also gonna get open against man, as just about every single route here gets open against man or zone, as all I have to do is immediately bullet this pass and it can't be covered by any defense. Back on defense, you also have the option to do a Mabel concept, as I see he's in a bunch formation on the very next play. So I just hard flat this defensive end and use the defensive end that's blitzing on the other side of the field, as this will make the pass rush less effective since you're only sending 3 guys. But once my opponent rolls out, all I gotta do is push in the right stick and we're getting a sack anyways. The hard flat's in the perfect area to act as a QB contain. I try to set the blitz on the very next play by hovering the gap once again before my opponent tries to run another verticals concept on me, only this time I'm not going for the swat.
Gotcha, bitch!
As we get an interception that ultimately ends the game, as my opponent's about to go down 3 scores, as he calls timeout, and we see before he exits that he only had 9 yards passing on 33% completion percentage, as he probably had negative yards the entire game.
See ya!
So I'm gonna end the video there, but if you guys want to see more tip videos for Madden 26 that I've already put out, I have that pop up on my screen, so just click the links, and until next time, thanks for watching, man, my shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.